How do you attack the base of a pawn chain? Have you ever wondered how to effectively break down your opponent's pawn structure in chess? One of the best strategies is to attack the base of a pawn chain. A pawn chain is a diagonal line of pawns where each pawn protects the one behind it, except for the last pawn at the back. This last pawn is the weakest link and your main target. To start, you need to identify the base pawn. This is the pawn at the rear of the chain that supports all the others. Once you have located it, your next step is to apply pressure. You can do this by using your pieces and pawns to directly attack that base pawn. Advancing your pawns to challenge it or positioning your pieces to threaten it can create serious problems for your opponent. Sometimes, attacking the base pawn directly is not possible. In those situations, consider using a pawn break. A pawn break means advancing a pawn to challenge the chain. This can create a new base or open lines that undermine the entire chain. Another important aspect is to exploit the direction of the chain. Pawn chains point toward a specific side of the board, either king side or queen side. Focus your attack on the side where the chain is pointing, particularly targeting the base pawn there. Coordinated piece play is also key. Combining your pawn advances with piece pressure increases your chances of successfully undermining that base pawn. For instance, in a French defense structure, black can attack white's pawn chain base by pushing pawns forward. This can lead to capturing the base pawn and weakening white's chain. Even if you do not win the base pawn right away, the pressure you apply can force your opponent's pieces into a passive defense. This can give you a positional advantage. In summary, attacking the base of a pawn chain involves targeting that rearmost pawn. Use pawn advances, piece pressure, and timely pawn breaks to challenge and eventually break down your opponent's pawn structure. By doing so, you can gain a strategic edge in your position.